Well, good evening. Hello. We have Julie and Alicia here already. You ladies are terrific. Look at that. 2 here, 2 thumbs up, and 2 moderators. How lucky can I get? How are both of you this evening? My glasses are a little too close to my eyelashes. Smashing them. Oh, it's like I can slow down a little bit now. Just enjoy my time with you guys. Just going strong here, going strong. Aw, love you too, Alicia. Scott, hello, you made it. Yes. How about that? Are you home? Are you on the way home? Are you riding high? Oh, that's awesome. At first I saw hired and I thought I said fired. Then I thought you said that you got fired today. And it was like, wait a minute, slow down. I got to read this correctly here. So, yay. Oh, that's so great. Will she be working in California then? You're working. Okay. Awesome. That's so great. That's so terrific. Hey, Eliza. All my moderators, welcome to Homegrown Life. Eliza, who is another Minnesotan. She lives, I think we figured out, about an hour and a half west of me. So she lives closer to the South Dakota border than I do. So, well, hello, Raylene. Good morning from Australia. Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you for being here. Yes, it's evening here. The sun is going to be going down and yours is going up. So, from Victoria, Australia. I'm trying to, I'm kind of brain dead right now. So, what part of Australia is Victoria? Thanks, Scott. Oh, welcome to everybody. So we have been not quite as hot, and we've had some days that have been up around 90, but not in the upper 90s. So it's been pretty good. So Alicia, your Etsy shop is doing fantastic. That's awesome. Oh, that's so good. Supplying bath bombs for a local spa. Well, there you go. That's keeping you busy, bringing in some income. That's awesome. That is so great. Grammy Karen, hello. Now that your time is freed up a little bit more, right? I'm sure you had a good week. You have a heat warning, but you've got a nice cool breeze all day. That's good. That's great. We've been like up and down. Today actually ended up to be about 82, maybe something like that. So, but tomorrow the high is like 73. So this week, nice. Some lows in the 50s, and then it'll get hot again. But it's just being hormonal. Okay, so way down south. Oh, and it's your winter right now too. That's right. So, hey, Connie, hugs to you too. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we've had a lot of storms, probably every 3 days or so, something like that. And Friday night was a really strong one. I mean, we had tornado warning, and I still haven't found out, Julie, if Julie was, she was Marcoing me during the, I mean, it was at midnight below here. And so, I was in the basement for about 45 minutes or so with the sirens going, and I still don't know if anything touched down nearby and around. So it's kind of, it's kind of odd and different to be able to, it's like, sorry, I'm plugging in, to have the sirens going and have a tornado warning and watching the radar and going, okay, the worst part is coming right over me. And oh my goodness, the lightning storm was just strong. It was very strong. So, Oh, yeah, yeah, there's some coming in again tonight. I didn't know how bad it was. I haven't gotten any warning notices, but I know we're supposed to get rain and storms. So, hey, life in the UP. Hello. Yes, totally okay, Alicia. And only had like little small branches down, nothing, no damage or anything. The garden made it through, which I was really concerned about because they were calling for quarter-size hail, and they may have gotten it somewhere else, but I haven't had any here. And I have not had a chance to get out and just drive around the country or the county, I should say, but in the country to see if there's any damage anywhere else in any of the crops or anything. Okay, yeah, you were just, yep, it would have, I thought it was going to go just north of me, but I ended up being right in the middle of one of the cells. It was pretty bad. Hey, Matt and Sarah, hello. Yes, I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you. Kind of the part of the time of summer where it's like, okay, I've been really kicking it out for about 2.5 months here now, and it's like my body is just saying, it's time to stop. And it's like the calendar in the garden is not saying stop. It's like go forward full speed, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Must be getting old. Yes, Alicia, absolutely. So yeah, it's going to be that way for, it looks like, for at least the next week and a half. Just off and on storms, and a nice day in the storms, and then hot and steamy in the storm, and then nice in a storm. It's crazy, which is really unusual for this time of July. Right now, we're typically just hot and dry. We usually go through about anywhere 4 to 6 weeks without any rain, and that's like right now. And usually the third week in July is our hottest week, and that's kind of the pattern. Just like it does keep us on our toes, Alicia. Pattern is generally, the third week in July is the hottest, the third week in January is the coldest, and then it kind of just like does its thing in between there. But so it's going to be interesting what this fall brings. I don't know. It's going to be, if it's going to bring an early fall or if it's going to stay warm through December or something. I don't know. It's going to be really strange, really, really strange. So what has everybody been doing? Are you planting? Are you harvesting? Are you canning? Dehydrating? What's going on in your life for garden and produce and all that kind of stuff, and animals? I'd like to hear what's happening here. So you took today to the doctor in Sioux Falls, so you just read a book while your husband got his IV. Okay. Oh, I know, they turn so fast, don't they? We did have a hot June. But yeah, tomatoes can turn. I know I've got some banana peppers I need to pick. I think they're ready, and I'm going to try to get out there and look at them again before dark. So you're sowing. Your cucumber plant's pretty much gone. Oh no. But you know what, Alicia? There's still time. I think we could plant another one, I think. And from now on, the bugs won't be nearly as bad. So you just might have enough time. But if you get them started right away, you might have some. Yay, life in the UP. Awesome. Scott, I didn't get to see that before you took it away. Matt and Sarah, you're making pickles. You harvested your first zucchini and tomatillos this week. Yay! You're eating your first ever homemade salsa verde. Sweet! Oh my goodness, that is so great. Okay, Alicia, well, that's good. That's good. And Eliza, you're dehydrating basil. Oh, that smells so good. Getting ready for your new piglets from the neighbor. You're ready for the big push of tomatoes and peppers. Yes, those are going to be coming. Actually, probably the next thing for me are going to be green beans. My peas are just about done. So I didn't plant all that many, but I have enough to, throw into a quart bag in the freezer and stuff. I really just wanted, I don't eat that many peas, so I just wanted a few to add to a stir fry here and there or something like that. So those are just about done. I can pull those and then free up some space for the squash that is going crazy in there. And I need to get some air to all my carrots that are in there too, as well as my beets. So those beds that I kind of doing an experiment with this year. Those are the long, skinny ones near the fence on the north side, and I just wanted to see like how much I could actually grow in that small space. And I think everything would have done really, really well, except for the squash got way ahead of schedule, and it's like taking over everything. So. And I want to pull the squash. And the sunflowers ended up getting bigger than what they said it was supposed to. So, that's my experiment bed this year, just trying to figure out what's going on. So you need to harvest peppers. Okay. Yeah, there's a number of things you could do with those, Julie. Yeah, you can do that. You can cut them up and freeze them. Just put them in the freezer until you can, if you want to use them to throw into stir fries, into eggs, into whatever you're cooking. When you thaw them out, they probably wouldn't be that good like in a salad and trying to eat fresh. But if you throw them into something that you're cooking, in soups and stuff, that just have bags of cut up peppers. It works out really, really well. Raylene, your sons just helped you add a lot more raised beds. Oh, good. So you have them ready for spring. Nice. You have collies and broccoli, cabbage, and garlic, and a few others. Oh my goodness, wonderful. In the south there, do you get snow and freezing weather? Or is it, so if you can winter those, that's what I was wondering. If I know they're cold hardy, but I didn't know how cold it gets in your area. Pickled peppers, pickled jalapenos. Yeah, those are amazing. Yeah, Julie, you may want to pickle those to bring the heat down a little bit, right? So I'm also harvesting calendula and chamomile, and so I dry them, and because I only get, anywhere from 1 to maybe 8 blossoms a day or something, it's not enough to be running my dehydrator, and I don't want to do that. So I just take a tray and I put paper towels on it, and then these are my calendula blossoms right here. So I'll pick whatever's out there and just throw them on here, and they usually stay for about a week. Like this is starting to get drier, and once it gets the petals get dry enough, I will actually kind of pull them apart. Let me see if I can show you here. I'll because I like to save just the petals on it, so I'll just pull these off, and then kind of like that, and then put them in like a separate little low plastic container or something, and then collect those, and then they get nice and dry just from the they just air dry. And as they get super dry, then I can just put them in a jar and keep saving them. It looks like it will. Last year I didn't think I would ever get enough to even get 1/4 of a cup, but it's amazing how quickly they stack up, because, well, I've got probably 8 calendula plants, maybe 10, and once they really start producing, it's like I'll get 1 or 2 dozen a day probably, and so they really add up. And then these are my chamomile heads. They smell so good. I had no idea. This is the first year I've grown chamomile. And they're just like amazing, amazing smell to them. And everybody says chamomile tea is so good. And it's like, I can't wait. So I'm just throwing them out here to dry them. Once I get a bunch of them, then I might put them in a container in the dehydrator or something. But for now, this is just the easiest way. Just let them air dry. Different things like that. Oh, good, Raylene. That's good. Scott made a pack of pickled peppers. You have carrots, onion, and garlic in with them, just like store-bought. Ooh, sounds great. Yes, now you're hungry. You want some pickled peppers way up in the crane. I'm also, my lettuce is about just close to the end of being done. So I'm going to find another spot in the garden somewhere and plant some more lettuce. Been harvesting a lot of peppermint and oregano and lemon balm. So doing a lot of that and dehydrating it. So I'm drying all that. Oh, I know, Julie, that was bad. Oh my goodness. I think you need to like make sure that there are like different ends of the garden or something and well marked so that you don't mistake them. I know they're so pretty, and the oil, I don't know if you guys, any of you saw the oil that I made from that this winter, is just rich gold. It's so beautiful because it takes on the color of those of the blossoms, and so gorgeous. And it's really good. Calendula is a great healing thing. Yep, yep. And so I'm also harvesting and drying some comfrey and borage, and yeah, I haven't started on the sage yet. I'm trying to let that grow a little bit more. It's a little slower to start, and I want it to get established before I start really harvesting it. So I know, Scott, I know. You know, I will use that as a segue for my my prep tip for the night. Normally I leave that to the end, but and I can always repeat it too for if there's a lot of people that come in new. But okay, if you're new to dehydrating, do you need to take the air out of the jars when storing chamomile? I probably will. I do that with most of my herbs once the jar is full and I'm done. I always keep a moisture absorber in there, the desiccant packs, and then if I'm going to be storing it downstairs on the shelves and putting it away for a year, whatever, I will put an oxygen absorber in there, and also use my food saver to vacuum seal it. So, and that's what you mean by taking the air out of the jars. So I will vacuum seal it too, just because I want to make sure that after all the growing and the harvesting and the drying and everything, I don't want any mold to get in there. So do have to make sure that they're very dry, very, very dry. And so that's where one of the reasons I put the moisture absorber in there is so that if by chance there's any little bit of moisture hidden in anywhere in any of them, that that moisture absorber will help take that out. So just got your first calendula flower. Oh yes, it was one of my lives during quarantine. So I did that. You're welcome, Raylene. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you. So my prep tip is to try different ways of drying herbs. And I don't want to try food at this point, but just trying herbs without a dehydrator, whether it's bundling them and hanging them from a hook somewhere, or using your oven or using a sun oven. You can even do like a homemade sun oven or something. You do want to be careful that it doesn't get too hot, because anything really over 105 degrees is going to, oops, sorry, I kind of flew you guys out there. Anything over 105 degrees is going to end up killing a lot of the beneficial properties of your herbs. So you want to make sure that it's not, it's not too hot in there. I've read differing things on hanging them. So I do have a little bit of a setup that I want to try at some point, and I don't think that would be any different than me just having like this tray, and just air drying it. So if I'm hanging a bundle and just letting it dry, some people say that if it is hanging there for like a month or something and drying out, that you lose some of the beneficial properties of it because it's been exposed to the air so long, as opposed to dehydrating it and getting it, within 4 or 5 hours it's dry, and then you jar it up right away. So that's why I'm going to try both. So it's just kind of trying to develop out different methods of dehydrating. I've even seen people have a setup on their wood stoves over it to be able to have the dehydrating setup, and they'll be able to put trays up over that, not so that they get so hot, but that they're getting the heat of that and it's dehydrating that way. So there's all kinds of things you can do. I think the important thing is that there is some airflow and that it is warm enough. You're not putting it in, an area that it's 50 or 60 degrees and humid or something, because then it's just going to mold. And that's the thing you have to be careful of. Especially if you're bundling it, you just have to be careful of mold. Hey, Bee Breakaway, hello. Yes, you know what? I do that too. Everything that's dehydrated in there, I do vacuum seal when I'm putting away. Absolutely. Hello, Karen. Thank you for coming. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. I know it's this time of year when everybody's out in the garden, and especially getting home from work and having to get out there and taking care of things. It's hard to find time to get on these lives and these chats. So I am really grateful to all of you who are able to be here. Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming to Minnesota then. Yes, Brainerd is beautiful. It's a beautiful area. So I'm a couple hours from there, but was it for a vacation or was it work? So I hope you were able to get out and about and see the lakes and everything, because it is beautiful. All right, we are going to talk about parsley tonight. So we've been doing an herb series, and I do have a couple links in the description below the video. And just that, that I'll reference. One of them, all the health benefits and everything, is where I got my information from. Hey, Henry's honey, hello. Okay, so yeah, that's true. Do your gardening in the evening. It's kind of hard though when it's getting dark, isn't it? To be able to see things really well. I do lots of lights out there. Try to get it done in the morning. I know it is a hot one this summer. Absolutely. So parsley. I've got it. Oh, okay. I don't know how many of you have seen Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to say it, with Johnny Depp and the crew. I think it was the first movie when he was captured by some other pirates and they're in his cave. And one of the things that they had in their pirate code type of thing was if they said parlay, they were able to, it was kind of like an immunity from being thrown overboard or shot or hung or captured or whatever. But anyway, if they say Parley, then then it was kind of like, whew, okay, I can state my case now, and they're not going to just, string me up right away or anything like that. Well, in the extended edition of that movie, and I think it's in part of some of the bloopers too, but it's in the extended edition when he knows the word, but he's working with these other pirates who have a little bit. They're simple men, and anyway, they're going. He's like, wait a minute, part, and they're going, what? And he said, parsley, pomegranate, or he's like trying to get, it's like trying to find the way to say parlay without him saying it. And if they said it, then it would protect him more. But anyway, he's going on about, parsley, it's like, and then they were going on, somebody's like, oh, mayonnaise, mayonnaise, I love mayonnaise, and they're just going on and on. I mean, it was all ad lib and just going like crazy. It was so cute. It was so funny. So I don't know if anybody has seen that, but anyway, whenever I say parsley, I think of the pirates and parlay. So, all right. So parsley is a flowering plant that was native to the Mediterranean, actually since Roman times. And it was brought to Newfoundland. So Alicia, kind of in your territory there, was brought to Newfoundland before 1620 by British sea captain John Mason, and was grown by the Plymouth colonists in their first gardens. Oh, you remember that, Henry Sunny? Yeah, parsley, yeah, it was just like, it was so cute. It was funny. The two most common types of parsley are French curly leaf and Italian flat leaf. I didn't grow any this year because I had grown so much last year, and I wanted the space for something else. But this was the one that I did grow. So it was the curly leaf one. So this would have been more the French one. But the I don't know. It's kind of my preference, I guess. I think there's about the same flavor in them, I think, and the same benefits and everything. It's more of a personal taste, whether you want curly or flat leaf. The flat leaf ends up being, is from Italy, so that's more of an Italian thing. The French is curly. So I don't know if it's indicative of the countries themselves or how they grew. I don't know. But parsley it's a quick and easy to grow indoors. It takes 3 to 4 weeks for it to germinate, so it takes a while. So I may try growing it through the winter and see, but yeah, this one would take a while, Alicia. It's not a quick starter. Borage is a really fast starter, but I don't know that you want that in there. So anyway, this one is not only medicinal, it's very, very good to eat. And that's really kind of more the benefits of this one is going to be eating this one. So parsley is a biannual, but in our northern, harsher climates with our hard winters, it's really best to grow it as an annual. Start out each spring with fresh seeds. So yeah, germination is very slow, but it can, Alicia, it can be hastened by soaking the seeds for 24 hours before sowing. Now hastened, I don't know if that just knocks a week off of it or not, but you could do it in pots and then bring it in once the or start it inside. Once it germinates and starting to come up, then bring it outside, get some sunshine, all that kind of stuff, and then before frost, bring it back in. You can always try something like that. I don't know. They need plenty of sun and lots of water. Don't let them dry out. They don't like that. So parsley is an herb. You can use the leaf, the seed, and the root to make medicine. Hey, Christy, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for being here. You can make tea, infused oil, and extract. A great way is to just cut it fresh and juice it. Years ago when I was doing a lot of music recording, I would juice a lot, and because it was really good for my throat and stuff. And so I would have like apples and carrots and celery and some other things in there, but then always made sure that I had parsley to go in there, because this parsley has some of the highest nutrients of any herb or green vegetable. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And I'll get into some of that. It's actually just widely used as a fresh culinary herb or a dried spice, and people don't realize all the other medicinal benefits of it. So they're just like, oh, we'll just add it to garnish, I think is what kind of the big thing is. It's like, it looks nice on the plate, it's a garnish here or there. But do grow it to add to, smoothies, or actually juicing is better, because you don't want that ground up in a smoothie necessarily. It said, interestingly, dried parsley might be higher in antioxidants than the fresh parsley. There was a study that was done that found that the dried herb had 17 times more antioxidant content than the fresh parsley, which is really, really weird. But yes, Henry's honey, that it is high in vitamin C. Absolutely. It is. So for half a cup of parsley, which isn't much when you take in this curly parsley and really just one clip and one head, and you have almost half a cup right there. First of all, it's only 11 calories. So half a cup of fresh is 108% of your daily vitamin A needs. So 108% for vitamin A. Now for vitamin C, it's 53% of your daily requirements. So you can have one cup of parsley juice in your juicing, and with carrots and stuff, and like you're set. Now vitamin K, which you need for blood clotting and bone density health. Hey, the heat stand, hello, welcome. So vitamin K, and Morris Patch of Heaven, hello. Vitamin K is 547% of your daily required vitamin for that. So 547%. So it's huge. So in that way, you don't want to overdo it, because a lot of times you think, oh, it's a good thing. Well, I'll just have a whole bunch of it. You do want to be careful, because it could be hard on your system. But half a cup a day, you throw that in a juicer or something, and it is Morris Patch. It is excellent for us. It's very, very, very good. Okay, and then for vitamin B, the folate part of vitamin B is 11% of your daily required vitamin for that. And vitamin B is good for heart health. So you've got vitamin A, C, K for blood clotting and bone density health, and for heart health, vitamin B. So hello, Bubbles Butterfly, how are you? You're going on a parsley diet. Julie, you don't want to overdo it, but if you can juice or something, or even cut it up and add it to, if you're scrambling eggs or something, throw in some parsley and cook it in there with it. Stuff like that. So there are a lot of things you can do with it. And then if it's if that study is correct that the antioxidant content is 17 times higher with the dried herb, dehydrate it however you can, and then throw it into whatever you're doing. Add a lot of parsley in there. So, okay, some of the other benefits. Thank you, Grammy Karen. So, Raylene, you have 6 plants about an inch high at the moment in a 50-liter pot. Oh, well, congratulations. That's great. Once parsley establishes, it'll just grow. When it gets big enough, keep cutting it back, and then it'll keep growing more. Alicia, thank you so much. Number 1. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You put a lot on your salmon patties. Oh, that would be good. Oh, my goodness. Lots of great nutrients there. Thank you, Alicia. So, let me see. Okay. So some of the benefits, I talked about it being rich in antioxidants. There's different elements of antioxidants, or different kinds of them. Flavonoids or flavonoids, not sure. And I can't hear you guys, so you can't correct me. Those are the highest of the antioxidants in parsley. And those will lower the risk of colon cancer, lower the risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. It also has the other elements of the antioxidants are beta-carotene and lutein. I'm sure you've heard of beta-carotene. That reduces the risk of disease, including lung cancer, and it protects your eyes. So beta-carotene is in carrots, so we always talk about eye health and stuff like that. So, Bubbles, I love to make pasta salad and add fresh parsley. It does. It really does. And for your vegetables in the pasta salad, you like to blanch them so they're not. Okay, that's a good idea. It takes almost no time to blanch them too. If you're doing like a steam blanch or something, that's great. Bubbles, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. Some of the other benefits is that it can help reduce high blood pressure. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps with allergies because it's so high in all of those vitamins we talked about. It's also a natural breath freshener, and that's usually why you get a sprig of it on your plate when you go to a restaurant, because it's like your end of the meal. You chew on the parsley and it helps to freshen your breath from whatever you've had, whether it's onions or garlic or fish or something like that. That really helps with that. It actually can help stimulate your appetite too. It helps improve digestion, increases urine production if you're having a lot of, water retention and stuff like that. Can help reduce spasms, of which I don't know what kind of spasm they didn't specify. Priceless Notions, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I didn't know if it was getting like old and redundant or anything like that. So I'm trying to keep it a little fresh here. It supports bone health that we talked about because of the vitamin K. Parsley leaves can also be crushed and applied repeatedly to a bruise, and it helps to speed the disappearance of black and blue marks. So the topical application of it, but this is one of those herbs that you just eat, and it's so good for the inside of you. A lot of the other herbs we've talked about are more beneficial for the outside of you and external use and stuff. So, good, Morris Patch. I'm so glad. Your parsley did amazing. Mine did great last year. I did have one time where they were being eaten by some pretty long, they were probably 2 to 3 inches, some worm caterpillar type of things, and I found out that they were the larvae for monarch butterflies. But it was like, I'm sorry, you're not eating up my my parsley. And they were chomping down it. There were like 5 of them on my little plant. And so I got rid of them, but I found out later that they were monarch ones, which I felt bad about. But anyway, they can attract some non-beneficials too. So, hey, Sean, it can be crushed and applied to the garlic bread. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, you're welcome, Moist Patch. I really appreciate that so much. Well, Bubbles, so we try to make everybody feel welcome here. Absolutely. Hey, Amy, the little farmer. Hello. You had trouble starting it from seed. You might want to get like a fresh pack of seeds or something and try it again. There are 2 different kinds too. So you've got your French curly leaf and your the Italian flat leaf. Hey, Dave, Judy, hello. 4 quarts of green beans. Woo-hoo. Yay, they're starting to come then. That's okay, Sean. No worries. Dave, you just finished cleaning and vacuuming sealing berries. Oh my goodness, what kind of berries? I'd like to know. Judy is my good friend from about 7 miles away, so another Minnesotan. Woohoo! Just need lots of parsley to share with the monarch. That is true. It's true. But they were chowing through it though. It was like, oh my goodness. So your sister juices every morning. She got a kidney transplant 20 years ago, and her health is just amazing. Yes, beets are really good. You know, there's so many combinations, really almost unlimited because of, you know, what nutrients you want, what nutrients your body needs, as well as what flavors you want, what things you like. I mean, if you don't like cucumbers, it's like, don't put cucumbers in there, you know, put other things in there. So, but yeah, beets and parsley, oh my goodness. Just spinach, just throw some massive nutrient rich things in there and it would be like, I do have a juicer, so I need to, something I just need to get back to. It's almost like when you start juicing, you have to be dedicated to it, you know, and it's just like, and keep it going and have all of the ingredients available and really be on a roll with that. And beets smell like dirt. He will not eat them. I know. I have not liked beets either, and I grew a few this year. I have some golden beets and then a variety of red beets. And I've been told, though, to roast them. So when they're coming up, I'm going to try that, and I'll pickle some of them. My mom absolutely loves pickled beets. It's like one of her favorite things. So if anything, I'll be able to give her some pickled beets. That'll be nice. And because I don't have all that many beets that I grew, maybe I maybe have a couple dozen or something. So you process a gallon of blueberries and red raspberries. Oh my goodness. That's a huge amount. And those are from your plants then, Dave, I assume. Juicing uses a lot of mass. It does. Absolutely, Amy, you're right. So if you're getting a lot of things, like if you've got tons and tons of kale, I mean, like if anybody follows Wilderstead, they have like, I don't know, 8 different kinds of kale, and they've just got beds and beds and beds of kale. But they use it, and they process it, and they can it. But if you juice a lot and different things like that, it's worth it. Oh, thanks, Bubbles, for coming. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. You slice beets thin, dehydrate them with some sea salt for beet chips. Ooh, now there you go. And beet greens, okay, are good for juicing. I've also heard taking beet greens and sauteing them in bacon fat is supposed to be really, really good too. Probably not quite as healthy as juicing them, but it's just something we could eat. 14 quarts of potatoes. Wow. That's a good amount of potatoes. Kale, yes. Oh, I know, Sean. They're so great. Dave and Amanda, they're awesome. So, okay, so you can actually make a tea with the parsley, and I've never had parsley tea, so that would be a whole different flavor and everything. But that's something that you could do. Have parsley and just infuse it with some hot water and everything. There's one of the links below if one of my mods want to get it for the excuse me, the parsley infused olive oil. It sounds so good. So what they do is took the fresh parsley and olive oil, put it in either a food processor or a blender, add a little bit of salt just for flavor. And, oh, Julie, you have to go? Oh, no, Bubbles, you're going. Okay. Hey, Chad, thanks for being here. But so you've got this oil with the blended up parsley in there and everything, and then you can freeze it like you would pesto in ice cube containers, and then keep those in the freezer, and then you can take it out, let it melt down, and throw that into whatever you're making, pasta, or I could even see it as just being your oil before you start cooking up eggs or a meat or something like that, or sauteing something else. And it'd be like, oh, that's so good. So that if I had parsley right now, I would try that. But it sounds really, really good. Oh, so, okay, Raylene, or beetroot. Okay, thank you, Sean. Really appreciate that. That's so good. Thanks, Alicia. Yep, the website, just a little bit of bacon. She had that recipe in there, and it was like, oh my goodness, it sounded so good. So then you can make an extract. That would be, they haven't done any studies yet on people, just in test tubes and different things like that. So, you can look it up and everything, but I would really caution you against using too much of it, because some of the things it says do not consume large amounts of parsley, because it can inflame your kidneys. Don't use it if you're pregnant, in medicinal doses, like the big doses, because it can actually stimulate the uterus, and so kind of put you into early labor. So you wouldn't want to have that. It can also cause anemia and liver or kidney problems, only in super high doses. Okay, this is not throwing a couple sprigs in your juicer with everything else. So, so you just want to make sure, and like I said, if you're eating like 2 huge bunches of it a day, every single day, and doing that, that's where it could get too bad. But you just want to, like with everything else in life, just moderation, right? So your peas are still booming. Oh my goodness. Usually they're all done by now, Dave. Mine are probably, I might have a few more days left, and I think then I'll be pulling my plants. But, so anyway, the high dose extract said that it can actually, it's got significant antibacterial activity against yeast, molds, and infection-causing bacteria. So it would be something that you could make and have on hand to just use topically. not to use internally at all, but it can actually, the studies say that it can prevent the growth of bacteria in food. It, some of the bacteria, including Listeria and Salmonella. So that's some of the properties of what parsley can do. So, I mean, it's just like huge. Vitamin C, B, A, K, XYZ, gets rid of bruises. It's like amazing. The more that this herb series is just like really even just opened my eyes to a lot of things too, in the way of, how much all these things do. And these are things that just grow in our gardens. We have, we just walk by them at the grocery store. We do different things. So yes, thank you, Chrissy. That's very good. They're gentle medicine in moderation. Absolutely. So, so I'm interested in what you guys are talking about. Julie, you'll just have to tell me later, maybe. Talking about a tank. You just got my curiosity going now. So, is parsley good for chickens? I would imagine they could eat it. Throw them. If you're pulling every single plant out of your garden, I wouldn't throw it to them all at once. But thank you, Matt and Sarah. I really appreciate it. I know. It's like, and that was one of my goals last year for this year, is that I wanted to expand my herbs in my gardens and everything, because I've been growing the stuff that I eat and preserve and everything for quite a while, and trying a little bit of different things once in a while, like some squash, and I've got some Kajari melons that really aren't doing a whole lot right now, but just trying some different things for my climate. But herbs are definitely one thing that I wanted to expand on, and I've been doing that this year. But it's also not only growing them, but then making sure we preserve them for our uses too. So I'm excited about the chamomile. I've got one whole small bed that's just chamomile, and it's just I just envision this being this like huge bush type of thing, and it's gonna be just all over the place, and it will continue to reseed itself, so I won't have to worry about it from year to year. So basil is good to put in chicken's water. Yes, I think that also, is it oregano? I think oregano is really good for chickens too. It's supposed to keep, it's supposed to be like their natural antibiotic. I think it was oregano. Hey, Prairie Girl and Cowboy Homestead. Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we've got about 8 minutes left here. So that's true. Yeah, I mean, it's such a great, healthy plant. So I don't see how it could harm them in any way. How do you use wild yarrow? I don't know. I haven't done any study on that, so I don't know if I even have it around here. I've been trying to cover the ones that I've actually been growing, so I have some experience. Tangy, oh my goodness. Jack and Tangy, thank you. You guys are awesome. Wow, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yes, parsley is amazing. Oh, thanks, Eliza. Good, I did get it right. Then oregano is a great antibiotic for your chickens. Yes, to add to the water. Because I remember that from a commercial on TV for Purdue chicken, and they said that they put all that in their water, so that, because they don't do any antibiotics at all. So if you want to keep healthy chickens and not have to do that. So what are some quick growing herbs? Boy, let me see. Basil, I think, might be a little bit quicker. So, hey, Sandy, thank you. I've been seeing you around lately. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate being here. Jack and Tandy, you're just amazing. Thank you. Use oregano against, okay, that disease in chickens. Very good. Thank you, guys. Yep, because the way the things are going in the world right now, we've got to make sure that we've got some other kind of, things that we can do, things that we can take that can at least keep us healthy. We know that we need modern medicine for a lot of things, but it's, let me see, basil. Basil is 60 to 90 days to harvest. So I don't know how many days you have left there, Alicia. And the seedlings emerge in 7 to 14 days. And that's pretty typical for herbs. So the parsley takes a little bit longer. Oh, that's awesome, Tangy. Yeah. Yep, oregano would be really, really good in their water too. So, Chad, for some reason you were oh, you were. I don't understand why. Sometimes that happens to people and they just get kicked right off of there. So, I like that, Matt. That's good. Season them from the inside out. That's great. That's good. That is good. Okay, peppermint is 12 to 16 days to germination. So far, basil is probably your number one. Cilantro is a quick growing one too. And I think that comes up a little bit quicker. So you can do cilantro if you like it. Dill is pretty quick. And those are the ones I have right here to be able to tell you. But I would say either basil or cilantro would be quick ones for you. So, Tangy, just sending the love. Thank you. I really appreciate that. See, Sean, that's what it is for people. Either it tastes like soap or they absolutely love it. It's their favorite. So I haven't used it enough myself because I grew it the last 2 years and it bolted before I could even get to it. So Henry's honey. My oregano and thyme took forever, but cilantro bolted too soon. Yep. So I think if it were to start now and start getting going, then it depends on if you have a really hot August or not, Alicia. You could even probably wait until the beginning of August and then try it. So then it gets germinated and it starts growing, but then it starts cooling down and it won't bolt right away on you or something. So, yeah, there's some people that just absolutely cannot take cilantro. So I want to thank all my moderators here. You guys are awesome. For anybody who hasn't checked them out, I really encourage you to do that. And they're so wonderful. Christy, you tried growing cilantro and parsley the wrong time of year for the South. Yes, it doesn't like the heat. It really doesn't. Alicia, you could also do lettuce if you wanted to. If you didn't want to do an herb, lettuce would be a good time to get going with things. You could put carrots in too. Look at it, skipped a generation, Sean, right? Your cilantro is amazing, but bolted now before tomatoes came in. So, okay. Yeah, it will bolt quickly too. It's like one day it's fine, the next day you go out and it's got to shoot 8 inches high. So you're welcome, Alicia. Judy, you love it. Yep. Oh, there you go. What about water gardening? Growing food in water? Looks. I know. I actually have some books on that, hydroponic gardening, and something I would love to check out. I just did not have a chance to this last year, and I don't know what my year is going to look like this time, but there's only so much I can do by myself, and so I have to pick and choose, and that's just not been in the picture right now. But I know that it is hard, Chrissy. A lot of things just don't come in all at the same time. You could always take the cilantro, you could dry it and then add it to your tomato sauce and everything and use that, or you could even put it in the freezer and then pull it out and do that. So, oh, good, Dave. That's so great. I know there's just like a ton of things. I've already been dehydrating like crazy myself. So, all right. Oh, yep, there you go. Absolutely. When it bolts and gets seeds, then it's coriander. So don't pull it out. You still keep it and you can still get it. So coriander. You clean up your kitchen after dinner. You were labeling a zip top bag for chicken crackers. Oh, Tangy, that's great. That's awesome. I like that. Oh, Morse Patch, thank you so much. Good night. And you guys take care. There's Skyver's on. There's a few other channels on live this evening. Freedom Homestead will be on live in an hour. And go check them out. They're a beautiful, wonderful couple and family. So they have a beautiful freedom garden. And so thank you, really. And I appreciate you being here. And you guys are all awesome. And I thank you so much for being here. So you take care. God bless. Always have hope. Bye-bye.